Hey, Pooh. Yes, Piglet. Your voice is not very good. Neither is yours. Oh, dear. Oh, bother. Those voices were awful. I should have done better at that. People say nothing's impossible, but I do nothing every day. Alright, so first up, Scarf has a plush problem. I think these count as plushes, right? Just stuffies, whatever. Where do you want to use? Scarf has a problem. That is that Scarf bought a Piglet and a Pooh. They also had Tigger and Eeyore, but don't want to break the bank getting too many plushies, so Piglet and a Pooh. You can't just get one, they'd be lonely. They'd be lonely. Let's see here, things to talk about channel-wise. So, this week was crazy because of just all the things I did. Next week should be normal, 4th of July week. So from the 3rd to the 9th, I will not be around because I'll be in Vegas. So expect nothing at that time. Well, we have to record a bunch of stuff ahead of time to make sure we're still on track, so there's that. But don't expect anything during that time, obviously. When I get back, we'll be doing stuff until the... Oh, crap, when's Comic-Con? Comic-Con the 19th, I think? Yeah, I think. 19th to the 22nd, expect nothing because Comic-Con. I'll be busy doing all Comic-Con stuff, so don't expect me around. Maybe Sunday night, but probably not because it's just going to be too tired from 4 days of Comic-Con, so probably not. But then expect the rest of the week to be normal. And then for the foreseeable future, things are just going to be normal until who knows what comes up more in the future. But basically, yeah, first week of July and the third week of July, or at least the weekendish part, will be hectic because I won't be, well, not be hectic, I'm not around. So the weeks around it will be hectic, trying to keep up, catch up, and work ahead. All those things right there. What's going on with the channel is, of course, FF8 Voice LP, which will be followed by Phoenix Wright. As far as the other thing goes, Hardcore Terraria, we had an amazing run, but the way that ends really sucks. I'm kind of blue balls on it. I think I'm going to do another Hardcore Terraria this Sunday to continue just doing more of that. I'm liking it. Just be a new run because we died, though. And so that's what's going to happen with Terraria. If anyone actually watched... No one watched Battletech, unfortunately, but I'll probably get back on Battletech eventually, or I'll just play... I don't know. No one watched it, so I'll just play it on my own. I'll probably do that, because I want to finish that game, because I really like that game. I don't like leaving games I really like half-done, especially if it's Battletech. I love that one. Some games are okay leaving half-done. Not Battletech, that's for sure. So I'll just finish that on my own time. No one's watching it. Dauntless. Some people watch, some people don't. Not as much. That's all on the side channel. The guide's, of course, on the main channel. Gonna work on the Stormclaw guide and get that done. Hopefully by Wednesday, working on it today and tomorrow and so on. And hopefully that'll be done. Apparently Dauntless is gonna balance Hellion and Stormclaw, which I agree on Stormclaw, not on Hellion. I feel like Hellion is hard to deal with, because the Fire Orbs, they're not as hard to deal with eventually. Stormclaw just has too much going on. They got too many stupid things going on there. You got the lightning fences. You got the fact it's constantly attacking you like an Embermane, which is always annoying. Then it's got the fact it does lightning balls a bunch, which is it's just being far away and you don't do anything with it for a while. And then you've got, of course, the lightning cloud. It's got a lot of dumb things about it. And they could get rid of one or two things and it'd be a bit more fun, but it wouldn't be as creative, so they have to do something about that as well. I feel like the lightning cloud's the dumbest part of the whole thing, because while you gotta deal with that, it's also attacking you, so it's a really dumb situation there. Or maybe just the lightning balls as well. Maybe the fact it does like 2 or 3 lightning balls before it attacks also drags out the fight as well. There's things that drag the fight out that could be better and tuned up. And as it's an open beta, so they should tune things up. So that's fine. But yeah, I don't really feel like Hellion needs touching. I know Stormcloud does, though. But we're making guides for both of them anyway. I'm at the Shroud and Rizikiri, so I guess I'm at the end game, besides just heroic hunting. And they're scary and fun and hard to fight, so that's cool. And eventually we'll fight those and beat those, and then we'll do group stuff. My entire plan is to just get to the end game. Once I've finished all the questing, then it's just play with people. That's really the goal there, and just have fun doing that. So that's how the videos for Dauntless on the side channel will be, and of course main channel will be just guides as always. Other things, I don't want to do special projects, just haven't had the time to do them. But there will be special projects in the future. Podcast I want to do is going to happen for sure. It'll be in August after all this craziness is done. I can't wait to do that. That should be fun. It should be not a big taxing thing. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Other channel things. Oh, right. We have Jackbox 3 now. So now we can cycle through 3 Jackbox games now. Unless Jackbox 3 just has everything we like. I actually don't know what's in there. But today will be Jackbox. When this vlog comes out is when we're going to start playing Jackbox. So, if you're interested in playing Jackbox with everyone during the stream and you watch this right when it comes out, well then, pause the video and come to the stream. If you're here for the first couple hours. If you see it in the first couple hours. So we'll be doing Jackbox for the community night. Soon we're gonna do season 2 of My Hero Academia. Probably, yeah, after Comic-Con, we'll do that as well. So, we'll do Jackbox 3, or the 3 Jackboxes, hopefully on the 14th. Obviously it's not the 7th, but so today is the 23rd. So we'll do Jackbox 23rd on the 30th as well. And then on the 14th we'll do Jackbox. The 7th we won't, and the 21st we won't. So the 28th or the 4th of August, I'll decide, is when we'll start doing My Hero Academia Season 2 to watch as a group. And that should take about a month. It's a lot of episodes, maybe 5 weeks to get through that. And we'll do that as a group. We'll watch like 6 or 7 episodes. Yeah, it's going to take about 4 or 5 weeks, yeah. We'll watch about 6 or 7 episodes a Saturday, and then we'll be through that, and then we'll get back to either Jackbox or something else, and then eventually Season 3 will probably be almost done by then, so then we'll probably do Season 3 in like September or October, not knowing when it ends. Sometime around that time. And, I think that's everything with the channel and all. Oh, the Discord, right. Okay, so Dauntless Guild, I'm going to start trying to get that going in full swing, since I got about a week before Vegas. Start trying to do recruiting, get people in there. The idea of the guild and Dauntless is everyone just has fun together and helps each other complete quests. That's the idea there. That's what I want. Still see a fun place where people are welcome. That's the idea. And I'll start pushing that soon enough. I think that's everything channel-wise. We have, of course, been for like the last few years just, rebuilding and moving and pushing around. Gaining new skills, like the voice acting stuff to gain new skills. Brushing up on my guide work with Dauntless. And just video editing in that as well. And we've been pretty much just, steadily going along. And maybe we do well with Dauntless, maybe we don't. Same thing with Monster Hunter World. Probably Monster Hunter World, probably not, because that's already been out. But we'll have a lot of fun together. The plan here is to just have a lot of fun together as a group in Dauntless and a Monster Hunter and whatever in the future. And at the back of the head is always trying to find a way to climb up. But at the same time, because I'm in the big YouTuber group, like I'm actually able to observe all the things in the numbers. It's crazy what they extrapolate when they look at the numbers and when they look at trying to understand YouTube's algorithm. And then also the Twitch side of things, looking at how the trends of what people like to watch and things like that are going. And the way the big YouTubers and some of them do Twitch as well, like these guys are like millions of subs and everything. This is their living, so they go over the numbers a lot. And what they see is shorter videos are right now what they're seeing is being spammy with a lot of shorter videos works out because the algorithm just likes giving a crap ton of recommendations. And if you're spamming with... So the basic idea is, if someone clicks on your video and you have a crap ton of other videos about the same thing, they'll only suggest your videos instead of suggesting someone else's. They're finding that spamming a bunch of videos works out, but that can only work so long because that'll burn them out pretty quick. But it's trying to find a way to take advantage of how the algorithm works, because right now YouTube just likes recommending stuff. It's weird the drift you can get when it comes to the recommendations, because they're not trying to recommend the channel you sub to anymore. This is the weird thing. This is downright disturbing in a weird way, is YouTube is recommending stuff that you're not subbed to. Like, they're putting more effort towards that, which is weird because your sub box sometimes just doesn't even work. So it's like, what is even the point? It's at the point where people just search what they're looking for. And that hurts sub numbers, because there's people who don't sub to people, they just always look them up. I'm guilty of that too. I realize I've done that a few times, so I make sure I sub, because well, that's important. Having sub numbers is important. But that is the thing that's happened. That's a reality when it comes to YouTube. When it comes to Twitch, it's just knowing the trends and the rises and falls and just how things come together. And the observations that they're making is they feel like Fortnite, you could ride that for about a year, get a lot of press out of that, get a lot of money out of that, climb up from that. But in about a year, they feel it'll peter out. And that's that's pretty much the way it usually works, is something will be good for a while and then something will knock it out of the way. Because you had Fortnite, of course, this is the big one right now, but before that, of course, was PUBG. And before PUBG, of course, that was, I don't remember the game before that, and then before that, of course, was all the MOBAs and CSGO. Like, those are still, they got good views, but nothing compared to Fortnite, of course. Nothing compared to Fortnite. That's just crazy. And yeah, Battle Royales are the big one right now. Before that was MOBAs. Before that was MMOs. FPSs have always been mixed somewhere as well. That's where CSGO is. And that's where also where Overwatch was for a little bit, and then it petered off eventually. But that's how the trends are. So it's right now it is riding Fortnite while also figuring out where the next big trend is. Because that's what it was. It was riding PUBG and then hopping over to Fortnite, and then it's going to be Fortnite hopping over to what? That is what everyone's looking for, trying to figure out what could be the next big thing. And people make their hops, and sometimes those things won't work out, and they'll hop right back, and things like that. And I really enjoy Fortnite as well, not looking to just, I don't know. Like, Dauntless it fills that Monster Hunter void in me. It's filling that pretty good there. So I'm really enjoying that, and that's why I'm playing it so much. Fortnite's fun too, but I like that since it's so much quicker, you get to do more rounds sooner. And I've gotten second place too many damn times in Fortnite. I'm gonna get that win eventually. I won a bunch in team play, but I haven't won in single yet. And for pride, you want to win in solo at least once. But it's a fun game. I really enjoy it. I like the variety to it and everything. But I don't know. At the same time, I don't want to just play that. I don't think I could, because sometimes it does get frustrating playing that. Dauntless doesn't feel frustrating besides Stormclaw. And I know what our weaknesses are. Our weaknesses are we're not focused on one thing. Like Smite, we grew really good because we're focused on just Smite for the most part. We still have the one-shots and everything. And that, by the way, we got to get back on the indies. I burnt out so bad on indies. We'll get back on those soon enough. The key to growth, as people have noted, and I said this maybe 2 or 3 months ago, which was you either fill a niche or you play the big popular game. That's it. Those are very far things on the spectrum. Like one game, that's all you do, and then just keep cycling the popular games. Well, we have been cycling through just classics and doing a little bit of the newer stuff because we enjoy new stuff all the time. So we're not exactly where people feel the best places for growth are. This finger, there we go, over there we go. So we're not at either of those spectrums, at those extremes that get the most growth. We're somewhere weirdly in the middle. And so we don't grow a lot, we just grow a little bit. And because we're so community-based, it's also slow growth in that way. And that's what the YouTubers feel is like you can't grow as a community person anymore. That just doesn't work because there's just so many places people can jump over to. But I feel like it's more fulfilling doing a community. I really do. And we slowly gain new members and we slowly gain new regulars. And I think that's more what I would want anyway. People that we understand and know and feel comfortable around us as a group, as a community. I think that is a good thing. Because the problem with being rapidly growing, even though you're rapidly growing, like making a lot, this one? Yeah, there. Rapidly growing and making a lot right there, is that you get, this happened when we were really popular with Smite, you got a lot of crap people. We got a lot of really bad people, and it was unfortunate, and I know it scared away some of the better people. Because with anything, you're going to get a lot of good and a lot of bad. And it's figuring out how to mitigate the bad and maximizing the good, and that's with anything. And that's very hard to do, and we did not do as well as we could have, I'm sure. So that's one weakness. One weakness is we're not where the biggest growths are. The other weakness we have is, of course, is always bad at advertising. I try to advertise, but I feel like everyone that advertises is just noise. There's got to be a more effective way to do it, and I don't know how to do it, and paying for that, for sure. Another weakness is we're in the middle ground of skill. We're not super skilled. We're not ninja. We're ninja's so amazing you can watch him just for skill, not even for the for the funny things he does. Why did I say weird? You could watch him just for skill. It's so impressive. We're not at that spectrum. We're also not the spectrum where we're so bad it's funny and it's cringe funny. We're not that spectrum either. We are, at times, we get our triumphs and good moments and amazing moments, and at times we have our just really bad moments that are funny. But neither one happens often enough, I suppose. So we end up with just a middle ground of just things are happening, but then amazing moments happen or really funny moments happen. Which I guess our greatest strength would be if we just highlighted better. Or I don't know. Even then, highlights don't exactly get a lot either. I don't know. I really enjoyed the Terraria series. There was a lot of amazing moments where I could have died, and then I did die really dumb. And some people will enjoy that death. And there's times when we just look really good and we have a lot of fun, and it's just having an amazing run of play. But I guess it's just not often enough. Any other observation? I'm not sure. Could it be argued that we do too much? It can always be argued that we do too much, but for me, I need to keep doing stuff or else I just don't have the motivation to keep going. Like, I need to keep going to keep going. Because once I slow down, I slow down. So I need to just keep doing stuff, keep pumping stuff out. But I feel like we've maintained quality. Especially because what we've done with indies, where we're looking for the best of the best. We're definitely doing better on quality with indies. Quality of Dauntless, I think, is good too. I've been cutting out. I just don't keep the recordings of any just really bad hunts. I think I've been having a lot of fun with those videos. That's got good energy there. When it comes to FF8, sometimes the voices are great, sometimes the voices are not, so I could really up my game on that for sure. Let's see here, what else? Hardcores are hardcores. I bring a lot of energy to those hardcores. I have a lot of fun with them, so I think the quality's good there. I think our greatest weakness in quality was the indies. And right now we're trying to just find the best ones so the quality would go up on that. But because we're doing it that way, the quantity has definitely gone down on that. So quantity and quality have been in flux, but I feel like our quality is really good right now. But I feel like the quantity is lower. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. We don't want to, what's the word here? Because now I have a job and Jinx, of course, has school, and she has her work when it comes up. We are a little bit busier, but we've been maintaining quality for sure. Let's not say we can't get any better. Let's not, what's the word here? Get complacent. Let's not get complacent. I definitely don't want to do that. So we're, of course, got to push for better voices and everything, and I think some of my voices are getting stronger from FF8, and some I could really still improve on, so there's that. It's also the mindset of not trying to go through the motions. That's very important. I know sometimes with FF8, I've been going through the motions. I got to make sure I know that I'm supposed to be improving here, so I should be trying to improve here. And so I got to do that. And Terraria is just Terraria. Well, the hardcore is just hardcore. It's just playing that and being... I have the energy there because I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying the hardcores. I really like it, so the energy's there. Dauntless has got good energy there, so I'm enjoying that a lot as well. The guides, they have a different kind of energy, and I think the guides are very good quality. I really like what I'm doing with the guides right now. I like it a lot. Getting bogged down thinking about whether we're good on quality or not, I think we are, and we can get better as always. Quantity, we're doing like 1 or 2 videos a week. Double checking the schedule here to make sure. Because I'm just thinking about, like, how much are we putting out a week? Because we used to put like 2 or 3 videos a week. I mean, a day, right? And now we're at the point where we're putting out just 1 video a day. Okay. Sometimes 2. That's when we're doing the indies. But it's been a lot of just 1 video a week. Yeah. Okay, so it's been a lot of 1 video a week. When there's vlog, then it's like 2. And that's where we've been right now, is 1 a day. Right now it's just FF8s and the hardcores. On the side channel is the Dauntless. And yeah, just 1 a day. We used to do like 2 or 3 a day, which was nuts, but work does that and everything. Quantity and quality. So quantity has, I suppose, gone down while quality has gone up. Well, I feel like quality has always been higher, but there's times when it dips down because of motivation and energy and stuff like that. But I think we're at a good point. It's just we can always do better. We can always make better. And we can always advertise better. But some things people just don't watch, I suppose. But we'll see. It will be, I said this many times before, but for those who haven't seen, Phoenix Wright, the next Phoenix Wright game, the next Layton game, so the fourth Phoenix Wright game, the fourth Layton game, and then the Chrono Trigger voice LP. I know a lot of people are a fan of that game, so it'll be interesting to see how people feel about that one when Chrono Trigger comes up. How many people watch and are interested in stuff like that? I'm very curious about that one. At the same time, we'd have a lot of fun with that one because I remember. I haven't played Chrono Trigger in like a decade, but I remember really liking that game. I think that's everything. Got a little bogged down about certain things, but that's everything. There's not really, like, I can't think of anything topic-wise right now. It's like, what is there to talk about that isn't a retread? But the realization is that's part of life. Eventually you have a point where there isn't exactly anything new, deeper-wise to talk about. There's things happening, but there's nothing, like, deeper. Like, this week, I went to museums, and I saw The Incredibles 2 twice in 5 days. Then I went to Disneyland, and there's things I could talk about with those, like, well, this was really cool, and that was really cool, and why am I not? Okay, let's talk about those things. Let's talk about backwards. Disneyland, new things. So Star Tours, if you're familiar with Star Tours it's a ride it's a Star Wars ride where you're in like a tour ship, and it's C-3PO taking on tour with R2-D2, and things just go wrong. You go to a bunch of situations. It used to be based on the original trilogy, and so you would be dealing with you'd have like Biggs or Wedge with you. The one that's not dead, you'd have them with you. I think it's Wedge Antilles, or is it Biggs? The one who's not dead. You're with the one who's not dead. You're with them. You're running from Vader. You're running from the Death Star. All that stuff's going on there. And eventually you get away, and it's really cool. Oh yeah, you see, I think you see Endor at some point in that one. Yeah, that was the original. Jump to now, or before The Last Jedi. Before The Last Jedi, it was ridiculous, because what happened was, you'd be in the Star Tour, and you would end with C-3PO and everything, and you would end up at The Force Awakens. You'd end up on Jakku. Yeah, you end up on Jakku, and you have the whole situation with Finn and the Millennium Falcon, and they do the whole flip shot and everything. That's really cool. You're like, okay, we got Finn with us. That's interesting. And then we run into Vader. How much sense does that make? You go from Finn to BB-8 because he's like, we got a mission, and then you run into Vader. Someone's supposed to be dead by this point, so it was really weird after Episode 7. But then The Last Jedi comes out, and the Vader portion got replaced with The Last Jedi. So you go from you go from Star Tours, you end up on Jakku, and then you end up running the BB-8, and then you go to the ice planet, whatever it is, or the salt planet, the one at the end of The Last Jedi, and you're going through all the crystals and everything, and then you're flying alongside those like skiffs or whatever they were that were dragging across the planet, and then you end up on the side, and then you start attacking the mammoth walkers. What are they called? The AT-ATs? You start attacking the AT-ATs, and then you get out of there and you end up over at Maz Kanata's, which was a funny thing. It's just like, now it makes more sense not having Vader in there, but having Vader was really cool, because Vader would grab the ship and move you around. No, he's not moving around, it's that he'd grab the ship and you try to move around, and he's pulling you back in. That was a really cool thing, but that's gone, but it makes sense because Vader's not alive at this point. So it's interesting seeing a ride evolve. And that's the same thing with some rides, is because I've gone to Disneyland for decades, just randomly throughout my life, I get to see how Disneyland has evolved, and how Tomorrowland is becoming sort of partially Star Wars land, for sure. They had a big band playing all the Star Wars songs. That is so cool to see a big band play songs, especially Star Wars stuff. That was great. And they also had a big band playing Pixar music at another location. That was really cool. And like Space Mountain, you have Space Mountain, and sometimes it's also an X-Wing run, which I'm surprised they didn't try to say do a Kessel run or something like that, but that's cool. And eventually there will be a Star Wars land eventually. While California Adventure, I assume, would become Pixar. Well, they got Pixar Pier now. It's gonna become a Pixar land, and it's gonna become a Marvel land for sure. Because when you go there, if you go to Hollywood Land, the Hollywood portion of California Adventure, there's Captain America, there's Spider-Man, and they have just some of the other supers show up. And you can run into Zootopia and stuff like that as well. So California Adventure is going to become a worthwhile place to go to besides Disneyland. And you're going to want to be able to go to both because of that. Because it's going to be Pixar and Marvel and Star Wars and, of course, classic Disney and new Disney. So that's all going to be pretty cool. Just seeing that ride evolve. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. That ride has evolved over the years. Like, that ride you go on that ride, and then there's like a big drop, and then there's a smaller big drop. It's not even that big a drop. It's just a drop. And then you just go along, you see a bunch of pirate stuff. And when I was a kid, there's things that have been viewed as problematic that have been changed over time. There's one where it's pirates in a hotel, in an inn or something, and they're chasing women around. And there's one instance where it's a woman chasing a man around. And over the years, that one has changed. That one has changed constantly, where they progressively made it more, not men chasing women around, but men getting chased by women for different reasons. At this point, it's men getting chased away by women in a circle because they're trying to steal from the women, or they're stealing chickens or something. And so it's men being attacked by women, and there's still one instance of a man going after a woman. A recent change, though, besides that, was before the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, there was no Jack Sparrow stuff. Now that Jack Sparrow's a thing now, Jack Sparrow shows up at random portions of the ride. It's like, oh, hey, there's Jack, there's Jack, there's Jack. And that's a funny thing. And at the end, you see Jack just hanging out and sitting there, and he's just talking. And apparently at one point, Johnny Depp, in preparation for the fourth movie, was in that spot, just sitting there and talking. People are like, wait, what? And that's a funny thing. That's next level there. Too bad Johnny Depp's in a bad spot right now. And the newest thing that's evolved on that ride is there's a spot on the ride where guys are selling women on a market to be wives. And that has been changed as of like last week, where now it is a guy selling chickens. So it used to be it's a woman standing there and she's being sold. Now it's a woman standing there holding chickens. So now they're selling chickens. And there's a badass pirate lady standing nearby talking about no one wants to buy chickens, they want to buy rum. And she's all being like har har and badass and shooting guns off. And so that's how they've changed it, to be more empowering in a way, where it's chickens being sold and there's a badass pirate lady. That's what they've done to change it. And it's interesting seeing how things evolve. There's a part of me that's like, well, why do they keep changing crap just to be more, be more progressive? But at the same time, like, well, that's the past. That's how things used to be. That's how it was, where pirates were not the greatest people. And other part of me is like, well, it's also cool to see badass pirate lady and stuff like that, but also just accepting that things change. The worry I have, and this could be a philosophical thing, is as we keep rewriting the past, we're not learning from it, which is why things can repeat. That's what I worry about, is I worry that because we keep masking the past and fluffing it up and making it nicer than it was, we're bound to repeat some of the atrocities of what we did in the past. And you can say the current news is proof of that. You could argue that is proof of it. Not necessarily proof of it, but maybe a potential symptom of what I'm saying. Potentially. It could also just be it just happens because we're always going to be effed up. That's also a thing as well. I'm thinking about the Haunted Mansion's never evolved. Oh my god, it has been the same for the most part. It has been the same ride for 30 years from what I can tell. The only change is they've added Spanish to the ride so when they tell you something, they also tell you in Spanish. That happened like 20 years ago, I think. And also just that ride has not changed much at all, really. Not at all. Just thinking of the evolutions, of course, sometimes rides get changed to other rides, like the big drop in California Adventure, where it was like you fall like a bunch of stories. Now it's the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And oh my god, so that ride used to be you just fell. And now the ride is you fall and go up and you fall and go up and you fall and go up, and it's just, and you're going stories. You are going stories. And I did not enjoy that ride whatsoever. Once you hit the 0G, you go like, fuck. At least I did. I'm on the ride, and then I'm like, okay, so maybe it's gonna be like Star Tours. Maybe you just, you just bounce around like Star Tours. That'll be cool. And then you climb up a little bit, and then more and more, and you're like, and then you hit free fall, and you go, and I go, and I grip the seat as hard as I could. I death grip the seat, and we're just going, and we're going, and we're going, and you're bungee jumping basically as a group, and it is just, you're killing me up in here. You get to the top, and then you drop, and it is just ridiculous, and it goes for a while. I was like, oh my god. My cousin was with me, he enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it whatsoever. We do Star Tours, and he was having a hard time with Star Tours, which is weird because it feels like the tamest ride. But to each their own, different things. So that ride's got completely changed. And there is a picture, which I gotta put that on Twitter just because. There's a picture of, because Jinx told me that the Collector and Jeff Goldblum's character from Sakaar, they're brothers. And there's a shot of the two of them together. There's a portrait of the two of them together where it's actually Jeff Goldblum's character he's flipping a board game because I guess he lost a match between the two of them. It's like, yeah, that looks right. That's cool. We don't even know if he's dead right now. We don't know if the Collector's dead in Infinity War. Yeah, that's everything. Disney's a fun place, and it's interesting seeing it evolve over time. And I saw museums, and museums were cool, just learning about different things about art and history and all that stuff. And if you want to see all that stuff from Monday, you can just see that on Twitter, because I took a bunch of pictures of that, where I went to History of Man, I went to the Midway, I went to just so many different museums, and then I went to a barcade, which was pretty cool. But that's long enough. Oh god, Jinx is gonna kill me. We went over. But there you go, that right there is the vlog. I had fun talking, hope you're watching and listening, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. And it's important you all know, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I don't know if I show it enough, but I'm thankful for everyone who watches. It's fun times, like, I'd still be doing this if 0 people watch, and sometimes I don't listen, nobody watches. I still enjoy making it. But when people watch and people enjoy, I appreciate that more than anything. See ya!